Piggy is an unfair game, or at least that's what this comment says. I got a comment the other day on one of my older videos. Yes, I do check my comments for all those people saying that I don't. I just most of the time don't get to reply because I'm working on other videos. Anyways, besides that, it said, why does no one mention event traps? Like seriously, it's unfair. Also considering they give a gameplay advantage, it makes it unfair for people who didn't do it. Also, the snow piggy trap is so good to a point where if you don't have it and you're playing someone who does have it, you just lose automatically. Now, first, I thought someone was just saying this out of spite and just mad that they didn't get the event traps, but it did really have me thinking, do these event traps actually make Piggy unfair? In today's video, though, I'm going to work to answer that question. So to start, there are 3 event traps in Piggy that you can no longer get. The first trap here today we have is the tombstone trap, which you got by doing the spooky hunt. And then we have the snow piggy trap, which you also got by doing the winter holiday hunt. And then finally we have the inflatable trap, which was probably the easiest to get, which was to play on the day surrounding Piggy's anniversary, January 28th. Now, while this comment only mentions the snow piggy trap, do these other traps also create a disadvantage for players who don't have them? Now, before we actually answer that question, we first have to explain what each of these traps do, just in case you don't know. So to start, we have the tombstone trap, and pretty much all it does is when a player gets near it and activates it, a zombie piggy comes up from the ground and chases them, it being at a slower walk speed, and chases them for a certain amount of distance and then goes back. The second trap we have is the snow piggy trap. This one is probably the most OP out of the traps, which is pretty much all it does is it throws snowballs at people, and these snowballs slow down players. Now, what makes this trap the most OP trap in my opinion is that these snowballs slow down players for quite a bit of time, and the actual trap lasts quite a bit of time as well. Not to mention, this thing has range. And finally, we have the inflatable trap, which pretty much all you do is if you step on it, which it has a really big hit range. I'm pretty sure there's no way to dodge this if it's in a doorway. Like, I have not figured out a way to dodge it because the hitbox is actually so big. Anyways, though, pretty much it spawns this inflatable balloon, which literally allows like blockage between, again, a doorway. You aren't going to be able to get through a doorway as long as that trap is active. Do these traps make the game unfair, though? Honestly, in my opinion, I mean, they kind of set a disadvantage, but there's not really much of one anyways. I say that because all of these traps have an alternative trap that you can still obtain. For reference, the tombstone trap has the crawling trap, which is way better than the tombstone trap, and this trap can crawl through vents. While it is locked behind a secret quest, it isn't that hard to do. Next up, Snow Piggy. This alternative is probably not the best. It's probably actually the worst on this list, being the slow trap. And it really only works if you jump and place a trap in the air. Other than that, this trap is not really that good. Now, the inflatable trap, I actually see a ton of people using this trap. And honestly, in my opinion, this trap is not even that good. Like as Piggy, most of the time, this trap even blocks you from getting the kill if someone is trapped on it. So I actually use black hole traps, and along with the slow trap tip I gave you, what I do is I jump in the air and I place it so that it's pretty much impossible to get around. So in the end, do these actually create a disadvantage? I mean, maybe a little bit. I honestly don't think that these create too much of a disadvantage though. And with the right skill for Piggy and the right knowledge of Piggy, you can easily avoid these traps and they aren't a problem. Now that you've watched the video though, in your guys' opinions, would you guys rather have event traps come back? Or would you guys rather have event skins come back? With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe down below. Anyways, once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later, Sam Fam.